jump plots. They're a new chart type that I'm trying to see what we can do. Now, my problem with Kanban and the charts that we currently produce is we have charts, scatter plots, which show the final point that a card, how long it took to complete. And we have cumulative flow diagrams, which sort of show, in aggregate, the journey that cards have taken through a system in different states. But we don't have anything which tells the story of any individual one item compared to all the others, the route it took to get to complete. So some fellows come up with a concept of jump plots, which they were using for managing, understanding the flow of trains, freight trains. And they decided that what they would do is they would have a series of dots, which are each sort of state that the trains went through, and a jump, which shows the cycle time of how long a train spent in each of those points. And it wasn't lost on them that this might be useful for software. One of their examples sort of had all the different states of software testing. Going forward in a process are a loop above, and going backwards in a process is a loop underneath. So I thought I would try and build you a little generator so that we could build these just for our sort of work. This is a bit hard to see. I know this projector is losing the light grays. It can't do contrast very well. But the idea is that each of our states in our Kanban system is represented by a point, a node on the axis, and the height of the loop is cycle time. And you get to see in the background all of the other cards which have been through the process. So I've put a spreadsheet out there, and I'll give you the link at the end. You can download it. You just put the dates that cards have entered into different points, different states in your process, and it goes and produces one of these for you, where every card actually has its own sort of loops and journey. You've got a legend up the top. The idea is that you can compare every card to its average. So you'll see average is an orange hoop. If you're above that, the card took longer than average. If you're underneath it, the card took less than average. But mainly what we can do is we can start finding these outliers and understanding that this one took a very different route than all of the others. And why was that? Well, it sort of skipped all the review phases. Probably was a production defect where it was cheaper to get it deployed than it was to just sit on it and do review. Get it tested in prod. That's always best practice. The other thing that I want people to try and do is think about different types of work should have different journeys and cycle times. So help compare apples versus apples, and don't start comparing different pieces of work against different types of work where we would expect them to take a different journey in the cycle time. So that's jump plots. Basically, you can download it now. If you happen to be running Excel on a PC with macros, you put in your dates and hit the generate button, and it will just generate one of those charts for you in your browser to work with. I really only did it and finished it this morning, so best of luck. I'll be leaving straight after.